What's up, everybody? This your girl CC with WIB Magazine, and I got my co-host on the line, Mickey Monday. How are you today?
I'm doing well, C. How are you?
I'm doing good. Happy Tuesday.
Yeah, happy Tuesday to you too.
Thank you. Well, we have a special guest on the line. I'm gonna let her introduce herself.
Hi, my name is Toni Murphy. And do you want me to go into like what I do?
Yeah, but that was gonna be the next question. But go ahead. Tell everybody what you do and where you're from.
So I'm from Toledo, Ohio, and I'm a publicist, and I'm the CEO of a company called Top Style Branding, which is a public relations company.
Okay, so how did you get into publishing?
So I've been doing that for about 3 years. I actually started off as a wardrobe stylist. And so that kind of opened up the world to like doing fashion shoots and more so like runway shows and things like that. And then I just found that with me building my brand, so I had to create my own website. I had to, do social media marketing, and I started to gain clientele off of my own branding, and it kind of just opened up from that. I don't do as much wardrobe styling anymore. So thank God that I've, built enough clientele surrounding Top Style Branding that I can just be a publicist now.
Okay. Then go ahead and tell your company, Top Branding Styling.
Oh,
how
Top
did you
Style
get
Branding.
started in that?
How did I get started in Top Style Branding?
Yes.
So yeah, like it's basically like I said, so I started off as a wardrobe stylist about 10 years ago. And I moved out to Atlanta for about 2 years to like build my portfolio. I worked as a fashion assistant for a boutique called Compelled. And that's where I, gained a lot of networks and a lot of experience with being on sets and working with makeup artists and photographers and videographers. When I moved back to Ohio 5 years ago, that's when I launched Top Style Branding. And I started off just styling people, building up their image. And that when you're building up people's images, it connects with branding. Like it goes hand in hand, and literally the door kind of just opened up for branding from that, from, helping people build their style turned into them helping them build their actual companies and brands and things of that nature.
Okay. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes. So, can you kind of give us like, some of the people that, or some of the brands that you worked with in the past? Like, because I know there's so many things that you do, and there's so many just going into like fashion and, entertainment. You've worked with so many different people. So can you kind of like just name off a couple of probably more notable, or I guess, more interesting, businesses and brands and people that you work with?
Yeah, so I don't know if you guys will know a lot of them, but I work with a lot of startup brands. Like that's how I got my foot in the door. So there's, I launched a couple clothing lines. So Cheatham Code is a line that I recently launched about a year ago. There's a guy based out of Detroit, Jay Jordan. He is a fitness trainer. He just got a contract with Men's Health magazine, which is really dope. And he just opened up his gym. So I helped him, gain publication around Design a Body. That's the name of his company. Some notable people. I've done interviews with some notable people. I've done interviews with like Daryl Brown, who used to be Kanye West's wardrobe stylist. So that was a pretty dope interview for me. And then about 6 months ago, I got to interview Darren Big Baby Brand, who was on Wildin' Out. So that was pretty dope for me too. So those are like the bigger names, I guess, but I do work with a lot of startups. So they're just like coming to me on how to build their brand and how to launch it. And then I just help them in the process of doing that.
Okay. And thanks for sharing that, because I ordered a shirt and I need to pick it up. So when you just said that, I had forgot all about it. I need to go to my PO shop of his design shirt that I just got from him.
Yeah.
Oh, course.
Yes, I gotta go pick it up because it should be in there. I just forgot about it. But when you said his name, I was like, oh yeah, I need to go pick my shirt up. Yeah.
Good, good.
Oh wow. Yeah, so kind of, I mean, just also kind of go into like what it takes to also do, like branding, finding your brand's identity. I mean, like, because that's stuff that I'm assuming you've dealt with more often than not. So, like, what kind of tips could you give to those watching? Like, no, well, don't give away too many tips because they need to come to you first and foremost. But like, what's just some healthy advice, you know what I mean, that you could give to those who are looking to kind of, solidify themselves and find that niche for their brand and, and things like that.
Yeah, number one, I would say do your research before you're saying that, this is your niche and this is what industry you want to, basically walk out on faith into. Do your research. Is it something that you like? To me, is it something that is attached to your purpose? That's big for me. But find out, what's trending in that industry, who's trending in that industry. Is there somebody that you may know that you can reach out to? If not, start, hitting those DMs and do it, in a correct manner, but hitting the DMs and emailing people and finding those connections that you can build when you're trying to launch a brand. But finding your brand identity, number one, it's all about your brand. So when you're putting that out there, you have to like really know yourself, I feel like. And every client that I've worked with, they go through this process of like getting to know what they like, what they don't like. And that turns into what your brand will embody as well. Like everybody has a story to tell. And when you come and sit across the table with me, that's one of the first things I, ask you is like, tell me your goals, tell me your dreams, tell me your vision, but also tell me your story. Because we all have a story. And the better that we can convey the story and understand the story, the better the brand will be. And at the end of the day, we all want to make money. So if I can tell your story, then that's going to make it more profitable at the end as well.
That's what's up.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you was noticing as you were talking, I was writing stuff down, just taking little notes. So.
Hey, I charged for that.
Oh. But what is one of your biggest challenges you have in this industry?
That's one of the biggest challenges. One of my biggest challenges, I would say, is getting used to the waiting. So as a publicist, you reach out on behalf of your clients. Their vision has now become your vision. Their story is kind of became your story. At least I attach to it, because the better I can attach to it, the better I'm going to be more invested into it. So the waiting game. As a publicist, you send out press releases and, emails all day, every day, and you don't always get that fast response. Sometimes you don't get a response, and it's always about the follow-up. So for me, is constantly saying to myself, no response doesn't mean a no. And I may get a no the first time, but that doesn't mean that no is final. So I feel like that's one of my hardest things that I have to like continue to push down the wall, especially being from Ohio. We're not in LA, we're not in New York. And so I'm trying to bring fashion and branding to a place that is not, existent. Now it is because, we're here, but it's like that everyday fight.
I gotcha. Definitely.
Yeah.
So exactly how big is your team? Like, how many people are with you when, when you take on these various brands and people, who want your services? I mean, is it mainly just you that's doing the consulting, or do you have people behind you that you work with?
Yes. So it just, we just opened up this office about 2 months ago, And so my team has expanded dramatically. I swear to you, I was doing everything besides taking the photos. Like I was the creative director, the stylist, booking the shoots. Sometimes I even had to jump in and be a model for some of my clients. Yeah, so now my team is definitely, I have a creative director. We have about 3 photographers that are in-house now. I work with a videographer very frequently based out of Detroit. So we have him. Then I also have my co-owner, Asia. She's awesome. She handles all the operations, the financing, and all that kind of stuff. Then I have my assistant, who is God sent to me, and she also helps with the agency that we just launched, which is my model agency, and I launched that in October. So I also have a model agency on top of the public relations agency. So it's a pretty big team, and it's still growing. We have some interns that are coming on in the beginning of December. So it's kind of crazy to think about. Like it started with a 1-woman person, and I was like growing into this whole operation.
That's beautiful.
And that is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
That's awesome.
Absolutely. So just kind of like getting into you as a person, because we've been talking about, TSB, just kind of focusing on you personally. What, what's another passion of yours? What's something that you like to do outside of, the daily grind?
I feel like I don't know anything different lately.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been I'm a grinder. That's just who I am. But writing is something that I've always enjoyed. Because I used to have a blog, so that was just always like another way for me to express myself. My first book will be launching in January, so I'm kind of excited about that. So writing is something that kind of gets me away from the everyday grind.
Mm-hmm.
Besides that, man, I don't know, sleep when I can get it in.
Yeah.
It's like, that's TSB is my life. Like that's honesty though. But yeah, writing is something else that I enjoy.
But wait a minute, you just say you got a book coming out? Tell us about this book. You know I'm a bookworm.
Yeah, you said what's the name?
Yeah, tell us about your book that's coming out.
Yeah, so it's entitled My Brand is Anointed. And it's about the last 5 years of my journey of basically building this brand. And then, it talks about, my inner thoughts, my inner feelings, what I was going through at certain stages when I hit a level and then that level got taken away, like how I felt like I hit rock bottom. I went through like a really bad depression for about 6 months. So it's just everything. It's a little bit of love in there. It's literally like the last 5 years of my life into a book. And yeah, it's launching in January.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah, congrats.
Thank you. It makes it more real when I say it out loud.
Oh, wow. But go ahead, Frankie.
Oh, no, you about to say something? Go ahead.
Now I was going to ask her, what do you love about being a publicist?
I love my clients. Like so I love them at the beginning stage and I love them at the end stage. The in-between stage is, where I really have to like fight for them to like, just trust me. We got this. We're going to make it. My clients is what keeps me going, especially when they hit a new level or they launch, and just the thank you that I receive is nothing like it. As a publicist sometimes though too, we don't always get the recognition. Somebody could have got featured in something, or they were seen on the news on TV and they're like, oh, how did y'all get there? And we don't always receive the recognition, but my recognition is seeing that happen. Like I know where you started, and to like see like where you are now, like that's one of the best things to me about being a publicist, especially because I know how hard it is. So to have somebody like me in your corner, I feel like that just makes a huge difference.
And I get asked this question a lot. A lot of people say, what do a publicist do? Can you explain in your own words what a publicist do? Because I get asked that all the time. And I'm like,
we are, I recently told this to one of my clients, I'm like your mom, and I am like at your basketball game, like rooting you on and telling people to come see you play because I'm like believing you. So we're literally like the person in your corner that's rooting for you, that is getting you features, that's getting you those radio spots, that's constantly emailing people on your behalf, that's sending out those press releases, that's creating those press releases and creating the marketing, making sure your content is in line. Like, we're that middle person, depending on if you have a manager or not, because a manager and a publicist are two different, things. We're contacting your manager, making sure like that's, what they're managing over here isn't matching the brand. We're reaching out to other brands on your behalf to book you as an influencer or book you as a speaker or whatever. Like, we're literally that person that is helping you excel in your business and brand. Like, that is what a publicist is.
Gotcha. Because I get asked that question a lot, and I'm like, a publicist also do bookings and manager. Everybody think that they supposed to do all that, And it seems like y'all do a lot of that too, because you just said you be helping them with the booking parts and helping the manager issues. So the publicists don't get recognized for all that they do, and they do more than the booking and the manager, basically.
Okay. Yeah, I try not to get into the manager role. It's easy to fall into it, but no, I don't. I kind of stay separate with that. I just make sure that if you have a manager, that we're on the same page as far as does your branding match what you are, getting them gigs for, whatever it is. Like, it just has to match, it has to flow.
Gotcha.
Okay, interesting. What was there? Oh yeah, so being a PR, right? Being a publicist, you're responsible for putting together a lot of events and working with people to have these events come to fruition. How often do you attend events like that? And then what's the feeling you get when you're in the middle of everything? You're kind of just, you're kind of just watching everything unfold. You're like, wow, I did all this.
Wow. Man. So the first thing I try to do is not cry.
Okay.
I am a big crier. So there's times when we're on like photo shoot sets, and I would just walk away and my team would be like, where'd Toni go? I'll be somewhere in the bathroom crying like, oh my God. Because you, like you said, you put all this time and this energy and you can vision it, And then when it comes to life, sometimes it just blows me away. I try not to cry and I just be thankful. And sometimes after a big event though, I feel like I would feel overjoyed, and then the event's over and I go home and I feel like this emptiness because I feel like I done gave, and I feel empty. I'm like, oh my God, like I done gave to, especially when you're organizing something as an event, like that's months of planning, prepping, organizing, getting stressed out, making sure you're on budget, you got your client over here, and then you got the venue over here, and it's so much that goes into it. And I feel like sometimes when it does end and it's over, I always have to find a way to like pour back into myself because I gave so much out. So thankful, I try not to cry, and then I definitely got to pour back into myself because it's exhausting. Like, definitely.
Yeah, I can imagine. Wow. So with all this being said, now that you're in the trajectory that you're in, and you're doing so good, where do you see yourself in the next couple of years? Like what's on the horizon for TSB?
So next year, if not the end of next year, but early of 2022, that sounds so weird to say out loud, but I want to open a second office in Atlanta. Atlanta is like my second home. So I was going to open up the Atlanta office before I opened up this one, but this opportunity came and, you know, I didn't want to pass it up. So I'm here in Ohio. Next year, if not the year after that, I want to do Atlanta. And then, I don't know, just continue to run both offices and just hit those bigger campaigns is one of my goals too. I would love to see one of my campaigns in Times Square, or, you know, that's one of my dreams. And just continue to build my own personal brand.
Nice. Well, I mean, it's not that far away. So you got, you know.
Right.
The grind continues.
You know? Yeah, exactly.
No days off, man.
Absolutely.
So out of all of your accomplishments, what is one of your memorable ones?
Oh man.
Just one.
Just one. My biggest, I think, so we had like a invitation only type of dinner for my 5-year anniversary. I think me hitting that mark was like, that was one of my biggest accomplishments. Like, to be in my own office, in my own studio, in my own warehouse, having my own like private 5-year anniversary dinner. That was, and then I got to handpick the people that were sitting at the table. That's like, I think that was like the best moment ever, to look at the table, see people who have been there from the beginning. There was people that, you know, started that weren't there, and there was people that got added on over time, and, you know, there was people that flew in for it. It was just like a real, I don't know, just like a, dang, you've been at this for 5 years and look where you are. So that's probably like my most accomplished thing that I've done thus far.
Awesome. And I keep saying congratulations because it seems like every time you got something new going on. So I'm like, whoa, congratulations again. Girl.
Look, I'm trying to launch a collection next year too. I don't know.
See, and there go another one. Wow. But can you give any tips or any advice on anyone that wants to be a publicist?
Yeah. Number one, before you go out here and, you know, try to become a shark, make sure that you build up your confidence. You got to be resilient. Also stay true to who you are. When I first started, I felt like I had to dress a certain way, speak a certain way, look a certain way to get me into those rooms. And over the years, I was just like, you know, I'm gonna just be me. I'm gonna dress how I want to dress. I'm not gonna be out here showing everything. Like, for what? Your work will speak for itself. I had clients who had came to me and signed because they see me be consistent. They never see me quit. They never see me give up, even though I have quit and I have given up. They just didn't see it happen. Staying persistent, stay prayed up, be mindful of your circle around you, and that's in personal and in business, definitely, because both worlds go together. A lot of people like to keep that separate, but your personal life not good, it affects your business life, and it's vice versa. Like, and I would say be alone by yourself as much as you can, because as a publicist, you're always around people. So when you are alone with yourself, like, spend time with yourself, get to know yourself, love on yourself, because we always don't receive that out when we're on the grind. You don't always receive that. So I guess those are my tips.
Okay. Well, thanks for sharing.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
For sure.
Thank you.
Sure. You're welcome. I have one quick question, because I know we're kind of winding down here, but you mentioned your book. Do you have a projected timeline as to when your book is going to be ready, or can we have like maybe, just a ballpark for people who are watching who might be anticipating, they want to see when it's coming out, or they want to get their Amazon wish list ready?
So we are the book is ready.
Mm-hmm.
The book is technically out, but the launch is not happening until about mid-January.
Okay.
So I try not to give an exact date because that's when it becomes real, and we're still working on like the marketing surrounding it. So mid-January, the book will be out, ready for purchase.
Okay, awesome.
Mickey Monday, thanks for throwing that out, because that's what I be waiting on. I'm a bookworm. I love reading, especially when you know the person. I love to read about, what they've been going through and the situations and stuff. So I definitely will be getting it. So please let me know.
Yes, I will definitely let you know.
Thanks. But you ready for trivia?
Oh, yeah. Let's see what we got.
It's simple. Okay, so mine is, what are you interested in that most people aren't?
I love musicals.
Okay.
I've seen Hamilton like 30 times. And it's like a 2-hour long movie. And I downloaded the soundtrack. I know every single song. Musicals. Like, I love them. Always.
That's what's up.
Oh, wow. That is something a lot of people don't like. I think I was watching Jingle Jangle, and everybody kept on saying they watched it a whole bunch of times. I was like, woo, got a lot of singing in this.
Love it. If it's great music, like, love it. Yes. And a lot of people don't even know that, but now they do. I am like when I'm here at the office by myself, I'm playing Hamilton.
Is that, like Disney Plus has Hamilton, and so when you log in, is that the only thing you watch on there?
So yes, and then I watched Mulan 2 recently.
Okay.
But yeah, when I log in, I go straight to Hamilton. That's literally the only reason why I downloaded, because they told me Hamilton was on Disney Plus.
Right.
And yeah, when I watched it the first time, I was like, I'm hooked. Love it.
Okay.
So if you haven't seen it, if you like musicals, watch it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's still on my list. I gotta get to it. I can't stop watching The Simpsons because it's on Disney Plus, and I grew up watching as a kid. So like, I've watched the whole season, like all the seasons pretty much. But so once I'm finished with that, I'm almost done. So once I'm finished with that, then I'll watch Hamilton.
Hamilton.
I've been hearing good things about it, and then you just backing it up. So I'm like, all right, it's
you know
what I'm saying? It's been going through my ears so many times.
That. Yeah, I feel like if I would have got taught history like the way that they just told that story, straight A's. I would get straight A's. Like I'm telling you, like the imagery, the way they set the stage, the cast, the wardrobe, it's amazing. I cried the first 2 times that I saw it, but yeah.
Okay, now see, you sold me on it, because at first I was on the fence and I was like, man, let me just put this in my list so I can watch it whenever I feel like. But now it's bumping up. It's moving closer to.
No, guys, make sure you got a big screen. You can watch it, have it up loud.
Exactly.
Definitely.
Yes.
So my trivia question is, if you could pick your nickname, what would people call you?
If I can pick my nickname?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. So I'm kind of salty that Miss Diddy is taken. I don't know if y'all know who that is. I'm a little salty. Oh, sorry. I'm a little salty that that's taken. I guess they called my grandmother Coke back in the day. So I think I would like to take that on, like to pay homage to her, but at the same time, because I'm chocolate and she was chocolate, I think I can take on that nickname. I would say Coke.
Okay.
I don't know.
That's what's up. No, I mean, hey, the imagery is there. Yeah, I got it. I got you.
You got it?
Right.
Yeah,
I
she was called Coke for another reason, but I ain't want to put my grandma out there. So it was the chocolateness, and then she had a little.
Yeah, that's why the
Gotcha.
imagery is there. Yeah, I got you.
Yes. But before we get off, tell everybody where they can follow you.
So you can follow my personal page at HeyToni __. You can follow Top Star Branding at Top Star Branding on Instagram and Facebook. And yeah, you can also go onto our website, topstarbranding.com, and check us out.
Awesome. Well, I want to say thanks for interviewing with us today. Congratulations on your journey, and you got so much going on.
Thank you.
Try to get you some rest during these holidays.
I'm gonna try. I know I'm gonna eat, but I'm gonna try to sleep too.
After you eat, you might fall asleep sooner than you think.
That's the plan. That's the plan. While I'm watching Hamilton. So it's all gonna
That's what's
Definitely.
up. Well, Toni, yeah, just follow on behind Cece. You know, thank you so much for being a part of this experience, and I want to congratulate you on everything that you have done and will continue to do in the future. And then, once you put your book out, just let us know, and then you'll just come right back, and we can talk about your book.
Thank you. I will. Thank you so much.
Okay, you're welcome.
Well, have a blessed Tuesday. Enjoy your day.
You too. Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Okay,
Take
bye.
care.